Hello guys, how are you all? Ryan here for London Craftsman again, and thanks for coming back. And today's video is talking about drawers. We're going to be designing on our whiteboard with a marker, doing little freehand sketches for you, showing you everything about how to fit a drawer within your carcass. So we're not actually talking about how to make a drawer itself, because there's already a video on my YouTube channel for that. We're going to be talking about things like what gaps to leave, how big you should leave it. Are we going to have handles on the drawer? Are we going to leave a finger pull gap? Other things you need to know about drawer cheeks, spacings, how to make it past your door. Loads and loads of little tips to help you design your drawers and your drawer space and make your life easier to design your own. So stay tuned, watch to the end, and I hope you enjoy. So on this particular video, we're going to be talking about drawers that sit inside a carcass and behind a set of doors. Okay, so you can have drawers with fascias on the front, so you don't have doors on the front. But maybe next week we'll talk about those. So we're not having handles on these drawers. We're going to leave a little finger pull gap in between the drawers. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by drawing in a carcass, okay? So it's going to be a squiggly line as usual. I'll do my best. We've got the floor. We've got the ceiling. And doesn't matter about the walls. All we need to know is that we've got our side running down and our side running down. Again, this doesn't have any effect on your drawer itself. But I wanted just to show you those details. So we've got a carcass sides, the top and the bottom. Right, let's just imagine we've got a carcass of 1,000 overall, okay? 1 metre in total. We've got 50 mil plinth and we've got an 18 mil carcass top. That is all we really need to know. We want our drawer carcass, we want our drawer height overall to be a maximum of 850. So from the floor to the top of the fixed shelf, because I generally have a fixed shelf above all of my drawers, so leaving you open space for whatever you want, shelving, hanging. Let's just do 850. Okay, that leaves plenty of space for 3 drawers. So when we've got a span of 1 metre, we need to take into account that, is that going to be too big for a drawer? When you've got a really wide drawer and it's quite shallow in depth, most likely it's going to judder out. It's going to boom, 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 all the way out. So you realistically want to sort of put a division within that space, like so. I would advise you to. Anything over sort of 800, I probably would do that. Also, we want to stop the sag of that shelf, so a division does just that. Okay, so we've got 1 metre overall, so we need to know our inside space from there to there. So we've got 18 and we've got 18. Leaving the inside space 964 inch, and we're going to write inside as our inside measurement, okay? Right, so we've got 964 there. We're going to obviously need to know each space here. So take away, so we've got a 964, take away another 18 equals 948, I believe. No, 946 equals 946. Okay, so we've got 946, then we need to divide that by 2, equals 450, 460, 470, 473. So if we divide that by 2, 473, yeah, let me know if my maths is poor there, but I'm sure that's right. So what we want to do, inside space on both of these, inside space is 473. Okay, so what you need to do is take into account that if we're going to have doors on the front like we are on this design, remember the drawers are behind doors. If you put a drawer directly in that space, when the door opens, because we're going to be using Euro hinges, kitchen hinges, concealed hinges, the type that are behind your door, not the butt hinges, when your door opens, the door is going to kick in a little bit into your carcass, which means it overlaps, which means your drawer won't open. So we need to take into account a cheek. So within that space, wherever you've got a hinged door, you need to put in a drawer cheek of 25 mil. Okay, so we've got an 18 mil side and we've got 25. Don't really need to know that. So from the inside of that cheek now to the inside of there. So we've got 473 inside minus 25, that's 468, 58, 448. So this inside is 448. So, okay, so we've got a door on this side and we've got a door on this side. So again, draw that in. And then we've got, again, 448 from that point to the inside of 448. Whenever I put measurements inside something, I write ints, but I don't really have space on this because I'm writing with a fat, inaccurate marker, which is pretty tricky. So now we've got our inside space, okay? So from the inside of that cheek to the inside of our division is our actual opening. But obviously we need to use runners. And on this particular job, we're going to be using side-mounted runners that you can buy from most hardware shops, Screwfix, Toolstation, eBay, Amazon. I could possibly put a link on Amazon for you for the runners that I use. And when you have two sets, one either side, or one pair, shall I say, one either side, it comes to 26 mil in thickness that you need to take into account. I always allow one more extra mil because we don't want that drawer to be tight in size. If we machine our pieces, for example, our division, it's very slightly off. Either way, it's going to make that drawer tight. So the best thing to do is just allow one more mil. I allow 27. So then we go, okay, we've got 448 minus 27. So let's just pretend to draw those side runners in. So from the inside of that runner to the inside of that runner is 448 minus 27, which is 421. So there we go. We've got our drawer make size now, make width, 421. And so we can draw that drawer in here now. So top view. And this is obviously front. So this is top view of the drawer itself, okay? And we need to write in that the overall width of that now is 421, taking into account that this is the front, okay? While we're on this subject, let's talk about how the sides and the front and the back are running through. So because I don't put fascias on these drawers, because we're going to have a finger pull in between each drawer, making the drawer box itself, the two sides, the front and the back, is the finished drawer itself. So we don't want to see end grain at the front. Sorry, got the shakes, haven't eaten today. Okay, so let's draw that in. So there we go. So we've got our front and our back running through and our sides in between, okay? And the reason that we do that is because we very rarely see the end grain on the sides. When you open your door on this side, you won't see the end grain there or there. When you pull the drawer out, you won't see the end grain here because it will just be within the carcass. This is the only one you will see when you pull these drawers out, and this is the only one you'll see when you pull these drawers out. So that's my design. Front and backs run through, and there's no need for fascias or anything like that. So we've got 421. Let's just say our carcass depth is 600, okay? We need to go, okay, well, if our drawer is flush with the front of the carcass, we need to allow 20 mil. So imagine that is the back or our backing. Let's allow 20 mil, okay? So our overall drawer make width, if our carcass is 600, we're going to make that 580. And you can always just draw in the inside size for these uprights, these sides. So 580 minus 36 is 546. Right, this is all off the cuff, so I haven't used the calculator. Let me know if I'm getting anything wrong, but it's 36 off of that size. So when we're making our cutting list, we can go, okay, sides 546 and fronts and backs 421. Okay, we'll talk about the heights later. So there we go. Also, to talk about the depth of this drawer, we're assuming that these drawers are flush with the carcass, and that's not going to be too far away from the back of the door. It's only going to be the difference of when that door is closed, we've got a 3 mil gap because we've got a rubber grommet to go against the door. If you want to give yourself a bit of a safety margin, for example, if you don't close that drawer absolutely properly or you don't push it in, then you've got a chance that that's going to hit your door. So you could step back this cheek, and you could step back this runner by 10 mil. So when you fit the drawer, your drawer will be back 10 mil. But then again, just allow a little bit more, maybe allow 30 mil gap on the back. So when you put it in, you've got at least a 10, 20mm gap between your backing and your drawer, right? Okay, so we've got, let's go back to the height now. So we've talked about the width and the depth of the drawer coming off the widths here. So we've got 850 high here. So we need to work out how many drawers we're going to go in this space, okay? I'm thinking we've got 3 here and we've got 3 here. So what I do is to work out all my drawer heights, I work it out by drawing the wardrobe side profile. So we've got a top, we've got a side, a wall, and we've got a floor. So let's just say floor, ceiling. Sorry, like I said, I'm hungry, so my brain's not working properly. Wall or back wall. And let's draw that wardrobe in. Like so. So you've got your backing there. And you've got a skirt in there. And you've got a trim if you want to draw your trims in, top and bottom. And if you wanted to, you could draw a drawer on the front. So remember, this is the front of the wardrobe. So let's draw that shelf in, our fixed shelf. Remember, we're assuming it's 25 because we want it to be nice and tough. And also, one that we can't forget is our bottom. So remember, I'm rubbing things out here, floor. So we're allowing 50mm for our plinth, 18mm for our bottom, and 25mm for our shelf. So, okay. So from the floor to the top of that shelf, we've got 850. We need to draw in 3 drawers now, because remember we're doing 3 there, 3 there. So what I generally do is just very crudely, just draw in 3 boxes like that. It don't have to be neat. I'll just do a squiggly line. Like so. So we're representing each side of our drawer here. Remember, if it's on paper and you're drawing out, or you're doing it on a computer or SketchUp, it's going to be a lot neater. I just want to get over the whole idea for you on this board so you can see it all and you understand it a little bit more easy rather than drawing on a bit of paper. All right, so we're going to allow 25mm gap in between every drawer, and that's what I do, okay? So let's draw those in. So 25, 25, 25. And at the bottom, in between the bottom of the last drawer and the inside of the bottom of the carcass, I leave 10. We've also got 25mm of that shelf. So let's do the calculations. We've got 850 overall, minus 25, 25, 25, 25, and 10. So that is 110. Then the plinth as well. So that's 160. So we've got 690 remaining, okay? So let's go over that again. 850 minus all the 25s, the 10 and the 50 equals 160. Take 160 off of 850 equals 690. Then we've got 3 remaining spaces left, which we need to divide 690 by 3 equals 230, I believe. Right, so then all we do is we got 230, 230, 230. And there you have it. We've got the drawer heights. So we could just write on this drawing, drawer heights, 230. So you can then go drawers on your cutting list or on your main drawing. 6 at 421 wide by 580, 580 deep by 230 tall or high, whatever you want to write. So that's our drawer overalls, okay? So that is basically how I work out my overall drawer size, taking into account that these drawers are going to be behind doors. We've got a drawer cheek either side. Remember, you only need a drawer cheek where your door is being hinged. And so we've worked from the carcass overalls. Then worked out our overall size and and our overall widths, and we've just worked our way in basically and taken off all our sizes to get to where we are right now. So this is our overall drawer sizes, and you know, when you come in to make your cutting list, you've got your overall length of your sides here, 5, 4, 6. You've got your overall length of your top fronts and backs here, and you could also got the heights of all these components, 230. So if you want another drawing, so what I do with my drawer, so let's draw it in a bit more chunky. I leave about a 4mm tongue all the way around because I rebate my drawers in. So let's just assume I'm drawing, we've got a rebate here. This is our rebate at the bottom of all our components. So I leave 4.5mm because when I trim the inside with my round over cutter, I need my round over cutter to fit in the rebate, which is the reason I leave 4.5mm. So basically what I do to get my bottom size, I take off 9 of my overall size. So to get the size of my bottom and the width, I go 421 minus 9. So let's do all of this together. So we've got fronts and backs. We've got 6 of them times 2, that's 12. So F and B, 12 at 421 by 230 by 18, okay? Then we've got our sides, which is sides. 12 again, because we've got 6 drawers and each one's got 2 at 5, 4, 6. Remember to go by this one, not by that one, because you're going in between. 5, 4, 6 by 230 again in the height by whatever the thickness of your component is, which is 18. And then we've got our bots. Like I said, because the rebate that we leave, I leave a tongue of 4.5mm all the way around underneath the drawer. We take off 9 off that and we take off 9 off this. So we go 6 this time because we've only got 6 drawers and we only need 1 bottom of each. 421 minus 9, which is 412 by 580, we're going by the overalls, remember, minus 9, which is 571. And this one, we're going to go by 6. And whenever I do my cutting list with paper on paper, and I've got a whole list of components, I always circle my 6s, I put a triangle around the 12s, and I put a square around the 25. So when I'm looking at that cutting list, and I'm making them and I'm cutting them up, I don't get mixed up and cut them all out of 18. This just draws my eye to go, oh, they're backings or bottoms, because my backings and bottoms are all 6 most of the time. So there we go. Everything that you really need to know, that is your cutting list for that drawer. Remember, when you're doing your carcass cutting list, you need to take into account your cheeks. One last thing, you're going to say to me, oh, but where does this hinge go for the door? What I do with this cheek is I cut that back and do like a little square cutout out of that corner, about 100mm deep, step back, and probably about 150 high to allow that hinge to still hit onto the carcass. Okay, it's because generally when I do my doors, I come down 100, I come up 100 to the centers of the hinge, and then I just divide the rest. But again, if your hinge is divided equally there and there, but it comes in line, I just come up 100 from this point. Or if it works out around here, you can also do one more cutout in that cheek. Remember, you only need a cheek, or a drawer cheek, or a panel, whatever you want to call it, where a door is being hinged. And 25 is the best number. Try to use 25 rather than 18. It just gives you more scope for adjustment of your doors and your drawer to pass the door when your doors are being adjusted, okay? Otherwise, you haven't got a lot of tolerance for adjusting your doors at the end, so the drawer may hit your door when it's open. So there we go, guys. Everything that you need to do, we've got your front view of your carcass, with your division, your drawer cheeks, overall heights, and you've got your drawer top view, showing you the overalls of every size, what to leave at the back, and your overall size of your drawers, 6 of them. You've got your side view to work out how tall your drawers need to be, going by the overall, taking into account all your margins, then dividing it by 3. And then we've got this one showing you that there's a rebate to house the bottom And we're taking off 4.5 mil both sides, but 9 in total off of each distance. So for example, the length -9, the depth -9, and then, or the depth, and that'll give you a drawer bottom size. There we go. Did that without one stop or without one take. Chuffed about that. One last thing, guys, if you're liking my content, please, please, please hit that follow button, or subscribe button, shall I say, on YouTube. Share with your friends, letting people know who I am if they don't already know, if you think it's going to help them. Also, we're on Instagram and we do a lot of stories, everyday things. We've built an ultimate workbench where we're showing you a 3.6 meter by 1.6 meter all-in-one workbench. Check out the videos on that and daily bits and pieces. So yeah, hope you enjoyed it. Take it easy. Enjoy the rest of your day. Ciao for now.